how lucky we are to call this beautiful continent home. Yes, this paradise is not without peril, but just look at what we have to work with. In the years to come, this responsibility will fall to you, and all its potential will be your possibility. So we promise to do all we can today to share all our knowledge and skills, to ensure you inherit a just society, to give you access to the finance and resources you need to build the best Africa possible. But none of that will matter if we don't protect this beautiful continent we call home. And so we pledge to use every ounce of our creativity, our ingenuity, our tenacity, all 37,000 of us, shoulder to shoulder with millions of you, to bring the most important possibility of our time to life. So your world, dear tomorrow, is shaped by the power of zero.
Good evening all, goeienaand. Welcome to the launch of the second KKNK virtual gallery supported by Absa. Die KKNK kon nie die jaar in haar normale formaat plaasvind nie, maar dit staat ons nie om KKNK oral oor aan te bied nie. Die moederfees word al vir 2,5 dekades in Oudtshoorn aangebied en ons is ten spyte van die pandemie steeds hier doenig met verskeie vaardigheidsprojekte en wat nie moontlik pop-up optredes. Die kunste en die KKNK leef egter oral, op die kassie, op jou skootrekenaar, in die palm van jou hand, op jou foon, ons is in jou voorkamer en ons is op jou voorstoep. Ons bring die kunste na jou toe. Die virtuele galery is dan ook een van hierdie projekte wat ons baie trots is om vir die tweede keer aan te bied met die ondersteuning van Absa. Vanaand is ek baie trots dat ons wel weer dit kan doen. Dit was een van die eerste aanlyn projekte wat ons verlede jaar toe ons nie as gevolg van die pandemie 'n fees fisies in Oudtshoorn kon aanbied nie. Die KKNK virtuele galery het verlede jaar meer as 38,000 besoekers gehad en ons glo dat ons hierdie jaar nog meer besoekers sal hê. Ons kan natuurlik niks doen wat ons doen sonder die ondersteuning van verskeie van ons borge en natuurlik gehore en ons kunstenaars nie. Ek wil dan 'n spesiale welkom sê aan al die kurators, kunstenaars en al die ondersteuners wat vanaand inskakel vir hierdie bekendstelling van die besonderse KKNK virtuele galery. Een van ons grootste ondersteuners en 'n borg wat reeds met ons is vir 16 jaar is Absa. En hierdie is een van die projekte wat hulle saam met ons aanpak om vir julle die kunste in julle huis en in die gemak van julle rekenaar te bring. Dit is dan vir my 'n groot voorreg om ook vir Paul Baylis as verteenwoordiger van Absa aan julle voor te stel om 'n paar woorde te sê.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A special welcome to Crispin Son, Chair of the KKNK Board, and your fellow board members, Hugo Tiard, KKNK Artistic Director, and your management team, Dieneke van der Walt, KKNK Visual Arts Curator, all parties of the KKNK, fellow curators and artists that are participating in the 2021 KKNK Visual Arts Program, art lovers, and supporters of the visual arts. I greet you all this evening. What an honor and a privilege it is for me to represent Absa here at the launch of the Visual Arts Program for the 2021 Klein Karoo Nasionale Kunstefees. To say that we live in extraordinary times would be an understatement. Never before in recent history has the world collectively had to deal with a common challenge in the form of the COVID-19 pandemic. Addressing you like this evening has become the norm as we've had to learn to do things differently, as social distancing has become part of our daily lives. The socio-economic fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic on our society and economy has had dire repercussions, and many industries and role players in those industries have lost their livelihood. This festival itself had to be cancelled last year in line with government regulations, but most importantly, to save lives and to curb the spread of COVID-19. We know that the arts industry has been hard hit. It is therefore so important that even though we cannot enjoy the arts physically, as Absa and the team at the KKNK, we have persevered, bringing the visual arts directly to you in this virtual world we now live in. Absa continues to support the arts and culture in South Africa, as it is one of the disciplines where artists and performers have a space to tell our stories as a people and a nation. In many ways, they and the KKNK curate our lives and our lived experiences. It is the one place where we can bring possibilities to life as we tell the stories of our past, our present, and our future. 2021 marks 16 years of Absa as a proud sponsor of the KKNK and bears testimony to the mutually beneficial nature of our relationship as we continue to play a shaping role in our society. There are many wonderful exhibitions here, and I would like to encourage you to explore, and I know Dieneke will shortly be taking you through these. I would like to encourage each of you after this opening and in the days and weeks ahead to continually come back and explore the virtual gallery, to engage with each of the artworks and to support these artists by acquiring an artwork, a treasure that will bring you joy for years to come. I would be remiss if I did not make mention of the exhibition Emotion in the Absa Gallery. It comprises of photographic, video and audio art by previous Absa L'Atelier participants. These artists are not only from South Africa, but also from Zambia, Ghana, Mauritius and Kenya, countries across the African continent where we as Absa have a presence. The work collectively and individually evokes an emotion in the viewer based on their past experiences and perception of the world around them. This is so important given the times that we are living in currently. A big thank you to each of these artists that participated in this exhibition. As we find ourselves facing a third wave, I remain confident that we will come through this much stronger as a nation. As we look forward to a successful festival and partnership, I would also like to take this opportunity to encourage you to support this year's virtual KKNK. Thank you to all the parties involved in making the festival a success and to all present for allowing me a few minutes to share some thoughts with you. I look forward to seeing you not only in the virtual visual arts gallery, but at the festival, albeit in a virtual world. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. It is such a pleasure and an honor to work with you and the Absa team on all the exciting projects that we are launching this year. And I can just reiterate that, yes, it's difficult times for all of us, and it's difficult times for the performing and visual arts in South Africa, but we are making plans and we will get through this together. Dit is dan nou tyd om 'n bietjie meer te hoor oor die jaar se KKNK virtuele galery. En daar is 6 hoofuitstallings wat hierdie jaar op jou wag. Die tema is Feel. Dit het 83 kunstenaars wat dit insluit, 6 kurators en meer as 260 kunswerke in die uitstallings. Kunstenaars kom van reg oor die wêreld, die hele land vol, Zimbabwe, Taiwan, Amerika, Ghana, Mauritius, Kenia, Iran, Namibië, en daar is natuurlik ook kunstenaars hier uit die Klein Karoo en die tuinroete wat deelneem. Dit is vir my 'n voorreg om nou aan julle die KKNK se visuele kunskurator, Dieneke van der Walt, voor te stel. Sy is bekroon hierdie jaar vir die Kyknet Fiesta Prys vir beste bydrae tot visuele kuns, juis vir die eerste KKNK virtuele galery. En die galery self is ook genomineer vir beste aanlyn projek. Ek wil nou baie graag vir julle oorgee aan Dieneke van der Walt wat vir julle meer gaan vertel oor die jaar se uitstalling.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. We would have loved to welcome you all in Oudtshoorn and have all the works installed on these lovely walls in Prince Vincent. Nevertheless, we are delighted to welcome you to our second virtual gallery. The overarching theme for the 6 exhibitions presented here is Feel. We all have a relationship with emotions and feelings. We wonder how we can make a feeling last or how we can make a feeling stop. Sometimes we feel quite intensely, almost overwhelmingly, as if it might burst out of us or flow over. And in other times, the feeling is quite subtle, like a shadow in the fog, out of our reach, almost not even there at all. Emotions are also influenced by our thoughts, our actions, and our experiences. When we take action, perhaps starting working on that urgent project, the corresponding feelings usually follows. And through our thoughts, words, and language, we make sense of and shape our experiences. And so we attach meaning to emotions and to the circumstances that brought them forth. The curators and artists of these 6 exhibitions guide us through the many subtleties of our emotive experiences. In Emotion, curated by Dr. Paul Bayliss and presented by Absa Gallery, you might see a film or photograph capturing an experience you once had, but were unable to quite fully describe. But through the lens of the artist, its careful framing, you can come to understand the experience more fully. For the exhibition curated by Johan Meiberg, artists in turn explore the effect of paint as a vehicle. This begs the question, can we in fact feel with our eyes? You might find the process of looking intensely at the precise brushstrokes of a painting, that the tactility and texture of paint and the pigment can in itself stir up emotions. The work on paper in the exhibition curated by Fadzai Muchemwa similarly explores how technique, material, and process used by artists can navigate our emotions. How might this differ from those in paint, photography, and film, for instance? As curator Christa Swartz tells us, art has often demonstrated the capacity to evoke emotions and feelings within the viewer. Through her exhibition, she wants to offer viewers a temporary escape wherein something from the outside world pauses for a moment. In the exhibition curated by Donovan Maynard, artists explore the emotional link we have with the objects we gather and surround ourselves with. What is it that makes us so angry when a prized possession breaks, or puts us in a slight state of distress when it suddenly is misplaced or missing? As Herman Niebuhr says, works act as containers for the energy they are trying to contain, and as vessels, the better they are constructed, the longer they will hold their energy without it leaking out. This collection of exhibitions present a wonderful opportunity for us to see, feel, and understand more about how we feel about the way we feel. My hope is that you'll find the experience enriching and exciting. And now, let me take you on a quick tour through the virtual rooms of our Gallery of Emotions. To visit the KKNK Virtual Gallery supported by Absa, go to our website kknk.co.za. From the homepage, you can choose to view the exhibitions in either English or Afrikaans. Just click on the button in the right-hand corner. And this tab will take you to the gallery's main page from where you can access an individual section for each exhibition. As the theme for this collection of KKNK visual art exhibitions is Feel,
or for our Afrikaans viewers, Voel, each of the 6 exhibitions present us with a unique approach to exploring the dynamic relationship between art and emotions. We bring to you these group exhibitions in virtual rooms as selected and curated by the relevant curator. The exhibitions fit very nicely together as they talk in the same direction but from very distinct perspectives. I will give you a quick preview of each exhibition. Let's visit, if you think about it, just Meeting in the Meantime or Progression first. This exhibition is curated by Fatsa Muchemwa. From here you can scroll down to visit the virtual exhibition. Entering the room, you'll see a pop-up on the right showing you how to move around in the virtual space. The easiest for me, however, to click and drag with your mouse. You can actually also zoom in this way, or click on the artwork and see more about the artworks itself, such as this one of Caitlin Chetty. You can also click on the floor to jump forward and see the space from a different view. If we move closer here to Joe Roots' artworks, you can see that you can use the tabs on the right to move between artworks. You can also use the menu on the right, at the top there, to go into full screen mode, back to the start, take a tour, and see a list of artworks, of all the artworks and artists that participates in this specific exhibition. You can also click on the more information about the exhibition to read about the statement from the curator. The works here, mainly on paper, centers around 3 different emotional states, referred to by John Koenig as Midding, Hotai, and the Meantime. The exhibition explores how the artist's subject, technique, and process or practice can navigate such emotions. From the virtual space, you can also scroll down to read more about the exhibition over here, and also more about the curator, as well as see the list of artists on the left. Further down, you have sections about the biography for each artist and their approach to their artworks, which is also very useful. The next exhibition we'll be visiting is titled Feeling Things. Curated by Donovan Maynard and presented by Risten Vrede Gallery and Clay Museum. You'll see there are many objects in this exhibition to explore. For this work we can zoom into Gina Wilkins' piece over here, but you'll also see a lot of 3-dimensional art pieces such as this one by Max Kayers. If you click on it and you move your mouse from left to right, you can see the object from more than one perspective. On the left over here, we have the hyperrealistic painting of Marika Kleinscheld. You can also view the work of Chuma Maswani and Lucky Mahlangu. For many of us, the familiar presence of things is a comfort, according to the curator. For him, things are valued not only because of their rarity, cost, or historical aura, but because they seem to partake in our lives. This exhibition considers what impact the objects we surround ourselves with have on our emotions. Over here we can zoom in a little bit closer to see the approach taken by Vusi Bouchamp, or have a look at this unique piece by ceramic artist Ella Cronier. It's also useful to scroll down to read more about the exhibition and to see the artworks close up in a different format. For this, you have links to each specific artwork. Over here, let's perhaps go into Alessandro Papada's artwork, The Lego Head. This also allows you to purchase any of the artwork pieces right here from the website, and it provides you with all the artwork information. So our website is really your one-stop to find all the information for each exhibition. The little tab on the left helps you to go to the menu to jump between exhibitions. The next one we'll visit is titled Emotion, curated by Dr. Paul Bayliss and presented by the Absa Gallery. This is a fascinating exhibition. As you'll see, it presents viewers with both video artworks and photography. On the website here we have short excerpts and previews of the films that you can see here, but you can also choose to see the entire video by going to the tab on the right. The gallery itself is also fascinating to visit. Over here you can also click on each artwork to jump forward and see it closer. And you can look closer by clicking on it to see more information about the artwork, such as this one by Kavinash Tomo, and his artist statement and biography. And we have wonderful tabs to go back and click between artworks. The exhibition here considers the strong influences of interactions on our emotional states. While our emotions can be highly personal, we can learn to understand our experiences and express ourselves more fully in relation to others. The artists here present viewers with distinct, sometimes very personal emotive moments, which, as you'll see in some of the videos such as this one, often perfectly captures a relatable moment. You can also jump forward in your video, go into full screen, or read more about it. The buttons at the bottom will take you back between artworks, and the tabs over here will take you back into the full screen mode, and the back button takes us back to the rest of the KKNK virtual shows. For Something Pauses, curated by Krista Swart, the collection press a pause button on our outside world to transport us to an island in time where we can embrace lightness and serenity at will. Artworks here can be experienced as a momentary escape or a breath of fresh air. The exhibition explores the notion of art being able to present us with alternative, imaginative, and hopeful realities. If we jump a bit closer, we can see the artworks of Stephen Rosen over here, and on the right panel here, you have the curatorial statement, which you can read in full. Scrolling down, you have access to it again and more about the curator. And it's always useful to take your time to view the artworks in different formats, either both in the virtual space but also in full screen mode. So going into this artwork, for instance, you can see detailed images of the piece, which is very useful to see the texture and the medium she used, which is fascinating. And you can also see different images showing it in a different format, in a different view, such as here. Our next exhibition is titled Paint.Verf. Johan Meiberg brought together a group of painters to explore the medium of paint as a carrier of expression. Scrolling down, we can have a quick overview of the artist and the artworks that participates in this exhibition and exploration. Going into the virtual exhibition room, over here, you can zoom in to have a closer look at Pauline Gieter's work here on the right hand right here. And on our left, we have Bastiaan van Steenis' work, and you can notice the different approaches they have to applying their paint. The exhibition asks viewers to spend time with the layered construction of each work and to notice the individual brushstrokes, the impasto, the textures, and how colors combine to give form to something seemingly intangible. Over here we can see the work of Nhlanhla Nhlapo. And turning around, we can have a quick peek into the next room. Here we have the works of Cobus van Bosch on the right. Over here we have André Nudia, Catherine Meading, and the two smaller works by Heidi Fourie. Each of these art pieces also have detailed images that lie on the website that you can explore, and I really want to encourage you to have a look at the different approaches of each of these artists. There really are much more to explore in each of these exhibitions. Our last exhibition is titled Amplifica, and it explores a medley of moods in miniature. I believe it's rather common to find yourself emotionally discombobulated, confused or uncertain about what you're feeling, and with good reason. Some emotions can be challenging to pinpoint or describe. Perhaps you can relate to some of the artists here, such as the work of Esther Simonis on the left, exploring a journey home to see loved ones after a scribble, or the piece of Mandy Immelman on the right, based on a Portuguese word saudade, relating to a melancholic bittersweet longing for something or someone that may or may not exist. It has both happy and sad connotations at the same time. You might also relate to Luhandri Becker's collection of artworks over here, exploring the notion of beauty, specifically in paused moments or introspection whilst being in nature or spaces of everyday life. Jumping into the next room, I'll show you some of the works of Janet Dixon. She, for instance, has this work titled The Brainstorm Mania and Speech Bubble Euphoria. Brainstorm Mania, she believes, is familiar to artists, referring to one's head being so busy with ideas that you cannot stop thinking, but you just want to jump in the studio and get going. And Speech Bubble Euphoria represents a bubble of excitement and anticipation when something great is coming your way and you just cannot wait. You can also explore the works here of Chris Slubber on the left. For this sculptural piece, Sophia van Wyk titled it Zentle, which translated from isiZulu to English means cathartic, and it presents us with the opportunity of purging and cleansing our emotions. Going into the next room, I'll show you some of the works of Sia Treba, who express the impact of expectations and perceptions others have about our identity and how this influences our emotional states. We all have distinct positive and negative experiences we feel most deeply and through which we truly experience life. This exhibition of miniature artworks explores the quirks and qualities of peculiar feelings, some which may escape precise description through words, and others that encapsulate the uniqueness of our emotive lives, such as capturing an environment outside of ourselves in a moment of escapism from our everyday lives, or expressing ourselves through the language of art. As in Bevan de Wet's Anxious Aesthetics here on the left, he explores the fragmented nature of how we currently engage the world, capturing different moods through color and the language of lines. For all of these tiny artworks, it's useful to explore them also in a different format. So scrolling down, you have the opportunity to view them in full screen. And for the larger collections, such as the one of Bevan de Wet, you have little scrollers that can guide you through each piece. And I really want to encourage you to take the time to really explore how we all express emotions. I hope you enjoy exploring the feeling and moods in our gallery of emotions.
I'm sure you've realized by now that you haven't surrounded yourself with enough objects and artworks quite yet. Not to worry, we've made it quite easy for you to enrich your environment and support visual artists. To acquire any of the works, visit kknk.co.za. You can buy any of the works immediately from our platform in a click of a mouse in the comfort of your own home. You can also contact me or the KKNK office. We would love to hear from you. And that's it from my side. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and a hearty congratulations to all the artists and curators. Thank you.
Thank you, Dineke. Congratulations on another beautiful curated exhibition. I had the privilege of going through the exhibition this afternoon, and I'm sure you're going to feel the emotions that I felt and the absolute joy. And as Dineke says, all artworks are up for sale, so please buy, invest, and support our artists. This could not have happened without a team of people who worked 24/7 to get this beautiful, interactive virtual arts exhibition together. And I would like to thank the following wonder workers who have really worked hard to present this beautiful gallery to you. Obviously, Tineke van der Walt, Lisanay Basson, Leroux Germershuysen, JC Oukamp, Vickers Pretorius, Sunay Estreisen, Bernard Leroux, and the whole KKNK team. All the curators and artists who are playing along and who are so enthusiastic about our virtual gallery. And then also, again, a special thanks to Paul Baylis and the Absa team for your continued support and just creative inspiration that you also give us every day. It's so wonderful to work with a sponsor that works so closely with us in creating this gallery and also other exciting content that will be released throughout the year. It is for the KKNK, as I've mentioned, we can only do what we do with the support of many, many, many people and especially sponsors. I would like to thank again our main sponsor, Absa, also our founding member and founding sponsor, Media24, the Het-Jan Maree National Fund, and then also a lot of other funds and individuals that are supporting us at this stage. Ek wil ook graag vir Business Art South Africa, Absa, bedank, wat hierdie spesifieke inisiatief ook saam met Absa ondersteun. We obviously want to pay tribute to all the artists and curators that are involved, and as I've mentioned, there's so many involved. We've asked one of Oudtshoorn's pride and joy, Suleiman Himan, to prepare a small video for you where we pay tribute to all the artists involved. And I can then officially say that the KKNK virtual gallery supported by Absa is now officially open. And I hope you enjoy, I hope you buy some artworks, and please send feedback. We would love to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.